Simple Rick's wafers. Make sure to get them while you can. But how's it going, everyone? Today I'm here, of course, with my WWE WrestleMania 34 week trip live experience video. Of course, I've done this every year since I've gone to WrestleMania 31. And if you've watched these videos before, you guys know exactly what this video is going to be about. It's pretty much be my entire rundown from my trip from New Orleans. Pretty much till the day I got there and pretty much till the day I left. I know this video is almost a month late, but I don't feel as bad because I feel like a lot of people are just now getting their experience videos out. So I don't feel as guilty about doing it late, but you know what, it's kind of hard to get back in the groove of things once you get back on a trip and just, you know, everything's going on at once, and it's just kind of a, you know, kind of a hassle to sit down for X amount of time because I don't know how long this video is going to be, probably about an hour long, knowing myself because I ramble on a lot, if you guys can tell right now because I'm rambling right now. But yeah, it's kind of hard to find time and the energy to sit down and make these type of videos. So that's basically what I'm doing this video. And no, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm actually going to jump right into the video. With first, I'm actually going to show off the stuff that I got at WrestleMania because I feel like just showing them. I think what people want to see the most in these videos are the merch, and I think that's what you guys want to see the most. So I'm going to show you guys that first. I'm not going to go by what I got in each day because I feel like if I went by accordingly what I got on each day, I just get lost in shuffle. So I thought I'd show everything at once and just get out of the way. So majority of this is from Thursday, but there are some other stuff from like Saturday and Sunday as well. So let's get into the Thursday stuff, of course, with the t-shirts first. I'll go ahead and do it, get into that. What the first one I got was the AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura match card shirt. There's a front right there. And of course, there's a back. It's all wrinkled up because I wore it. This is actually a shirt I wore to WrestleMania. And I haven't washed it yet. I kind of just had it sitting around my room, so I'm kind of lazy in that aspect. But on the shirt itself, it's okay. Honestly, I expected a lot more from the shirt they're making for this match. I honestly thought it'd be like, if you saw the Charlotte and Asuka match card shirt, which I believe is still in WWE shop, that's pretty much what I expected for this shirt. I expected a nice picture of AJ at the title, a nice picture of Nakamura. I just thought it'd be a really cool t-shirt, but they kind of just went lazy and just put their logos and their name in. That was that. So that was that. I got that on Thursday. This is the New Orleans WrestleMania 2018 shirt right there, and of course in the back it says WrestleMania 34. One of the gimmick shirts I get every year. Started back in WrestleMania 31 in San Jose when I wore that shirt to WrestleMania 31, and I've been getting it ever since. So it's one of the gimmick shirts for me to get, the football style shirt. So got that. I got that on Saturday or Friday actually. I got this shirt. The next one's another gimmick one, which is always a must-have if you ask me. It is the simple, basic logo one on the front, but on the back it says, "I was there." So this is always one of those shirts to me where it's a must-have, so definitely had to pick that one up. And of course, another gimmick one that I had to get. Actually, no, it's not the gimmick one. The next one is, but this is the NXT TakeOver New Orleans t-shirt right here. Of course, you have some of the matches in the front with the talent. Of course, you have Aleister Black and Andrade Cien Almas. You got the ladder match participants, and then of course you have Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler right there in the back, or in the bottom. And then of course on the back you actually have the entire match card, which is the first time I've done it. They usually list the match card on the front with the matches, but they actually listed the entire match card on the back of the t-shirt for once. So I thought that was a really nice touch right there to make it look more legit. And the last t-shirt I got, of course, is one of the gimmick ones you need to get if you ask me every time you go to the show. It is the WrestleMania 34 match card t-shirt. Nice front right there. And of course on the back you have all the matches right there on the show. So that is, those are the t-shirts that I got at WrestleMania. I believe that's all the t-shirts I got. I could be wrong. If I'm missing a few stuff, it's because I just either around my room and I just don't know where it's at, or I don't know, I bought a lot of stuff. It's hard to keep track of where everything's at. Then to like the random miscellaneous stuff that I got, of course you had to get the WrestleMania gimmick bear for the cup because, you know, Assault and Battery started that. So that is the Assault and Battery special, I believe he said in his video. So thank you, Ravi. Speaking of little plushes, I actually got the Gator plush for New Orleans. Don't know why I picked it up, but I just thought I would get it for some reason. I don't know, it's very basic. It just says WrestleMania and it has 34 right there. So I don't know. I thought it was a little different than the bear plush, so I decided to get that. I don't even remember getting this. The WrestleMania 34 I Was There patch. I don't think I'll ever take it out of this, but for some reason I got this, probably because it says I was there, so I got that for some reason. I got this WWE Championship titles lanyard. Just has all the titles on it, I think. I haven't even opened it yet, as you guys can tell. Impulse buy right there. I think almost all these are impulse buys, honestly. Like these. I have the WrestleMania 34 pin. For some reason, I have two of them. I don't know why I have two, but I have two of them. I don't know why I have two. So got the WrestleMania 34 pins. Speaking of pins, I decided to get the Shield 3 pins piece right here. I believe this is the limited editions to the WrestleMania Superstore only. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of different ones you could choose from, but honestly, all the other ones, in my opinion, just did not look good. This was expensive. This was 30 bucks, but I feel like out of all these special edition pins there, this is definitely the nicer one of all of them. Most of them were kind of just like logo ones. I know the Finn Balor one was just a Finn Balor Forever logo. Like the Charlotte, Becky Lynch ones were just like cartoon characters. I didn't look that good if you ask me. So this Shield 3-pack pin definitely was the best one, and I decided it'd be cool to have. So yeah, I really liked how this turned out. Speaking of lanyards, I actually got this, which was what I used pretty much during the entire week, was the WrestleMania 34 lanyard. Just has a date and WrestleMania logo on it. Very basic, but it definitely was very useful. And then I got the Undisputed Era armband, which I got this solely because I wanted them to sign it. But once I actually looked at it, I realized there really wasn't a whole lot of room for them to sign. Especially considering this part's all Velcro, so the only portion, this would have been the only spot for them to all sign. Which, looking back, they probably all could have easily fit their signatures on it, but I don't know. I just didn't go through with it. And then I also got some stuff that's actually already posted. I have the WrestleMania event poster right there in my room. I'll probably put a picture of it, but it's already up on my wall. Speaking of posters, you guys can probably see it. I have the match card poster right there, which I'll probably post another picture somewhere to get a better look at it. And I also have the WrestleMania 34 plaque right there with my ticket and everything already in it. So I already have some of the things already up, so that's why I'm not showing them off in person. But I got those. And speaking of posters, actually, there's another one. I just didn't grab it. God damn it. This is the NXT TakeOver New Orleans poster with the TakeOver logo right there. It's a pretty basic poster, but I just thought it was cool to have. Just because I didn't see the other one, which I'll grab in just 1 second because I didn't grab it to begin the video like an idiot. Hold on. Alright. Okay. It is the NXT TakeOver match card poster right here. Very, very nice. I already have a frame. I just haven't put it up on the wall yet. But you can see right there, you got Almas and Aleister Black. You got the other matches right there. Just a very, very nice match card poster. It's smaller than the previous years. I think this is 11 by 14, while the other one was 13 by 19. But it's still a very, very sick match card poster right there. So I got that. I got that on Friday, I believe. And then the last few things I ended up getting at the Superstore on Sunday because I want to pick up some stuff, obviously, before they close the stores. I got these things on sale. These were originally 60 bucks, but they were half off, and there are only two of them, so I decided why not pick both of them up because pretty much getting the price, two for the price of one. Excuse me. And it is the New Orleans Voodoo Doll sets. What the hell are they called? The Super Stitches. Whatever. So this is Series 1. You got Cena, Braun, Balor, Bliss, Reigns, and Brock on it. Like I said, this was 60 bucks, but they were half off. So this was only 30, and since it was only 30, I decided, like I said, to pick up the second set. So I got the second set, which has Sasha Banks, Nakamura, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Triple H, and Naomi. So I pretty much got both of them for the price of one. I only got it because there's New Orleans theme with the whole Voodoo Doll set and everything, so I got those. Speaking of half off, this was originally 30, but it was half off for 15, which was the Undertaker Voodoo Doll set right here. As you guys tell the back right there. There's a picture of it and pretty much description of everything. So again, it's New Orleans theme, so that's why I got it, Voodoo Doll. So I thought that was a cool thing. Got that for half off. And the other thing I got, if I can get it out, Jesus, alright. It is the WrestleMania 34 skull. This is the black and gold one. I know everyone got the other one, and honestly, I didn't even really know the other one existed. I'm pretty sure I saw it because I remember on Sunday when I was looking at the skulls, and I'm pretty sure there was another one because I didn't remember just seeing this one. I could have swore there was another one, which was like the colorful purple and like white, and, you know, different colors in this one. But this is really good too, the gold and black. But the only issue is, I think this is an issue everyone had. The gold comes off pretty easily, so if you just kind of like mess around with it, it's already on my hand and everything, and I haven't even touched it. So that's the only complaint, just the gold. It just comes off very, very easily. But you know, again, New Orleans theme, that's what it was about, so that's why I grabbed it and picked it up. I really have gold all over my hand. I didn't even touch it, because literally I have bubble wrap around it, because I got it out of the box that it was in. And yet it's all over my leg too. What the this is a mess. I should have never bought that. Like I said, the other one was gone already, so that's why I picked up that one. And the last thing, I believe it's the last thing. Like I said, I feel like I'm missing stuff, but I don't know what it is. It's all over my leg. It is, and I got this solely because I bought into the hype this weekend for him. It is the WrestleMania Rusev Day poster. I just got it solely because it says Rusev Day, April 8th, 2018. I solely just got it because I was buying into the hype of Rusev Day that weekend. So that is the only reason why I bought this poster. It's actually a pretty nice poster, honestly, of Rusev, but like I said, I only bought it solely because of the hype that weekend for him. And actually, no, I almost forgot the last thing. This actually was one of the first things I grabbed, one of the essential things. It is the WrestleMania 34 program. I don't know why I had it like separated for, but this is always a must-have. But my only complaint about this year's was they were kind of lazy because they only put like half the match card with pages, because they pretty much just threw everyone on the rest of the card on one page, like right here. So they only list half the matches, which I thought was pretty fucking lazy on their part, but what can you do? But I believe that is all the merch I got. I mean, I got like random things. I got like pamphlets from WrestleCon. I got a free T-shirt on Bourbon Street. I got some cards they're passing out during Monday Night Raw. So I got some other random things, but I think for the most part that's everything I bought. I hope that's everything I bought. I'm not completely sure about that, but if there's more, I apologize for not showing it. But actually, no. Now that I brought it up, I actually did order some stuff off WWE Shop. I have the WrestleMania 34 rubber band. I have the Hurricane glass, or not glass, but cup. It's not glass, it's plastic. Got that. And I got the Twisted Bliss t-shirt. And if you're wondering why I got all this stuff, is because I have the WrestleMania 34 mug, which isn't technically mine. So that's why I didn't show it. But for some reason, in transportation, the handle got broken off, so I ended up ordering another one at WWE Shop. And they had a deal where you get, if you spend like $40 or whatever, it was like free shipping, and you got an extra like 10% off, whatever it was. I don't remember the exact deal, but I just decided to get that and just threw some random stuff on there as well to get the deal. So that's why I got that stuff. And I actually do have two more things coming in the mail. I have the WrestleMania 34 I Was There pin, which I got for face value off eBay, 15 bucks. I believe it was 10 or 15 bucks at the Superstore as well. So I pretty much just paid face value for it. And I had the Triple H and Stephanie McMahon vs. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey t-shirt coming in from WWE Shop. I didn't buy the shirt there because as much as I was excited for the match, but I didn't really care for it. But considering that was the match I had the most fun with, I definitely had to have that shirt to commemorate that match. So that's why I ended up buying it afterwards. So I have that coming in. And yeah, I'm almost 15 minutes in the video and I haven't even started with my stories yet. That's just the merch that I got. So hopefully that's everything. If not, I do apologize, but that's all I can pretty much remember buying. I don't have the receipts on me. They're in a different room and I'm too lazy to go dig them up right now. So that's that. So now that I showed you guys all the merch, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in the video with my story for WrestleMania 34. So I left to New Orleans on the Thursday. Was it the 4th or the 5th? The 5th for sure. Yeah, it was the 5th. Thursday the 5th. I left in New Orleans. My flight was like at 6 o'clock in the morning, I believe. I didn't get any sleep that night. I stayed up all night because A, I had to edit my predictions video, so I stayed up doing that. And B, I was excited so I could go to sleep anyways, even if I wanted to. So I stood up all night until we had to leave. We got to the airport, pretty much just sat around until we boarded. Then we went and we actually had 2 stops, which the first stop I didn't have to move though because we went to LA and it was just, one of those flights where it was a connecting flight to carry over into the next place, so didn't have to move. And then we went to Vegas, which was the stop that I had to change flights on, which was just, Vegas is Vegas. I couldn't do much. I gambled for the first time in my life, which was pretty fun. I won like $2, so that was pretty cool. And then from Vegas, I went to New Orleans, and that was a long flight. but thankfully, because I didn't sleep, I fell asleep on the flight there, so really wasn't an issue for me. That was like a 4 or 5 hour flight because I was asleep, so it didn't really bother me that much. So I ended up landing in New Orleans like around, it was like 3:30 to 4 in that time period right there. I landed in New Orleans, and right from the get-go, they had, you know, people playing, like a band playing in the airport, just welcoming people. You can just feel the atmosphere of New Orleans already as soon as you got there. So that was cool. The main gripe with New Orleans, I noticed this throughout the entire week I was there, either people do not have concept of time or they love taking their sweet fucking time. Because I had to rent a car. Well, I didn't rent a car because I legally cannot rent a car. I was with my mom, who my dad wanted to go with my trip because he felt that she deserved the vacation. So I ended up taking my mom with me to New Orleans because, you know, just because, like I said, my dad wanted to go on a vacation because she felt like she deserved it. So she was the person I was with pretty much the entire time. We went to the car place. We had to pick up for 4 o'clock. We probably didn't get the car till like 4:20 because they took their precious time, which I understand stuff happens, but it just felt like they were just taking their time. So we got the car, drove to the hotel, and then again, we got there. There was probably like 3 people in front of us trying to check in, which I didn't have a problem with. But for some reason, and there's 2 people doing checkouts too, or checking people in. So there's 2 different people for, you know, 2 different lines pretty much. And they both took fucking forever. One person literally had like a 10-minute conversation with one person. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? There's people online trying to fucking check in so I can get their shit in and go to the rooms. And you're sitting there having a fucking conversation. I was getting very, very irritated. So I'm sitting there just getting pissed off, irritated. Like, come on, let's fucking go. I want to check in my room so I can go because my plan was to go to Access that day. But considering that everyone was taking their fucking time, and by the time I got there, there was just I couldn't go to Access. So it probably took like 20 minutes to check in just because it took so fucking long to get through people. Because like I said, the people to check out wanted to fucking spend 20 minutes for each person apparently. So yeah, that wasn't fun. But checked into my room, pretty much threw stuff away and just pretty much left because I wanted to go to the Superstore. And that's when I went to the Superstore and picked up pretty much majority of my merchandise. And after that, we got some food and went back to the room, and that was pretty much Thursday. Thursday was a pretty simple day. Pretty much arrive and then go to Superstore and just go back and pretty much go to sleep because, you know, pretty much Friday is when pretty much the entire trip starts. So that was Thursday. Honestly, I don't really remember what happened Thursday night after the Superstore. So if anything happened, I don't really remember. I just remember going back to the room really. So that was Thursday, and then of course the fun really begins on Friday. So Friday begins, and you know, I woke up pretty late. Well, I didn't wake up pretty late. I woke up at like 10:30, just because I was tired from the day before from traveling, and I had to go to WrestleCon. So of course I went to WrestleCon, which I didn't think was gonna be an issue, but it was. First off, it was pain in the ass to find parking. I actually had to do valet parking just so I wouldn't be late to meet who I was supposed to meet, because he was signing from 9 to 12. Excuse me. And I didn't get to the building until 11:50, so, or like 11:45, 11:50ish. So I was in a fucking hurry to get in the building. So I get in there, and WrestleCon's on the 5th fucking floor. And of course, the escalators aren't fucking working, so I had to pretty much run up the entire thing, which I didn't really care for. Like, whatever, it happens. And then I get up there, get in, and let me just say this: the layout for WrestleCon, and you can ask anyone that went to WrestleCon this year, it was a fucking disaster. There was no room. Literally, if you walk in, you were fucking shoulder to shoulder with people. You were running the people. It was a fucking mess. The room was small as shit. You didn't know who was signing or who was on tables because people were blocking the way because everyone was just so claustrophobic together. It was hot as shit in there because there were so many people. I can rant on forever about how bad WrestleCon was this year. It was absolutely terrible. It was not a good time, and I was miserable. Honestly, it wasn't a fun time at WrestleCon this year. They definitely needed a bigger venue because that hotel, the space they had, just was not working at all. So, and the layout was very, very shitty. They fucking give you the map, and you can't tell where the fuck anyone's at because there's no numbers. So it says like, oh, tables number. Oh, if you're looking for this person, they're at table 72, but there's not like there's fucking numbers hanging up saying, oh, table 72 is right here. So you're basically just running around like, where the fuck's is that person at? So I'm literally running around trying to find the person I'm trying to meet because I have like less than 5 minutes at this point. So I'm shitting my pants thinking like, oh, this fucker's gonna be gone by the time I get there. I'm not gonna miss an opportunity. So I'm running around, and then finally I fucking find him after about 5 minutes of struggling. I literally meet him with like 1 or 2 minutes to spare because I had a pre-order. I said my name, like, oh yeah, we've been waiting for you. I wonder if you're gonna show up. I was like, yeah, I was just trying to fucking find the table. And the person I was meeting was a $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I've always been a huge fan of $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He's the reason why I even watched, you know, any footage of Mid-South Wrestling when their DVD came out back in like 2013, I believe. He should have been WWE champion. I know he brought the title off Andre, but I've always been a huge fan of $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, so I was very excited to meet him, but you know, my experience is kind of tarnished because of the timing. He was just trying to leave, and you know, I think he was just waiting for me to meet him so he can leave. So I really didn't get any opportunity to really say much to him besides thank you. I did get the magazine signed. I'm not going to show it because actually I already have it framed and everything on my wall, but I'll put a picture of it as always, as well as me and him. But I met him. He was a nice guy. I don't know why he signed in the corner. I was kind of hoping he would sign right where the $1 Million title's at in the magazine, but he kind of signed in the corner where you can't really see it. But you know, you can see if you look at it. But yeah, met him, and that was that. And yeah, so that was that. And then I pretty much sat around for a little while because I was just so exhausted from running and just trying to meet him before he walked out. So that was that. And then the next thing I had was for Kenny Omega. So Kenny Omega was the second person I was meeting, and ended up meeting him, found his line, which luckily I found his line before it came too fucking packed, because you can't tell what lines are for who. When you see a mile-long line, you don't know who the fuck it's for because it's so compact that you don't know. So I ended up finding his line, and it wasn't very long. And actually, they cut me off. I was actually the last person to meet him because they had to do the photo ops. For Wolf Studios or whatever. So I was actually the last person to meet him before they cut him off, which I thought was pretty fucking awesome. So I met Kenny Omega, which, very, very humble guy. Probably one of the most humble guys I've met, next to Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Ono. Just very, very nice guy overall. So I meet him, shake his hand, you know, I thank him for, actually, before I meet him, I'm next, I'm going up, and all of a sudden, like, before I go, you know, like, to shake his hand, fucking Teddy Long just comes up, just cuts me off completely, and it starts talking to Kenny Omega. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this is my turn to meet Kenny Omega, and fucking Teddy Long just comes in and just fucking starts chatting up with him. I'm like, what the fuck has just happened? So that was pretty funny of Teddy Long to just completely cut me off like a fucking asshole and start talking to Kenny. So that was an experience to watch that happen right in front of me. So afterwards, I'm like, can I talk to you now? Like, I was like looking at him like, is it my turn now? So I started talking to him. I was like, what's up, Kenny? And, you know, we had a nice little friendly conversation. And a very, very cool thing. So the magazine I got signed was, I wanted him to sign in red. But I waited last minute to buy the pen. And I just bought a regular Sharpie, which did not fucking work at all. I didn't buy one of those thick ones that were like, it's made for like signing magazines. I just thought buy like a regular Sharpie, which was a bad decision because as soon as he went to do the signature, he was like, oh, because you couldn't see shit. I was like, you can just switch the pen. I'm like, you don't even finish it, just switch the pen. He's like, yeah, I'm going to use the silver one. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I thought the red looked cool. He's like, yeah, the red would have been awesome. It would look great with the magazine if it went through. It's like, I love the idea. I'm like, yeah, it just was not showing well. He's like, yeah, that kind of ruined everything, didn't it? I was like, nah, it's fine. So he signed it, took the picture, cool guy, he had to run off, and that was pretty cool. And it was pretty funny because as I was putting my stuff away by the door after I met him, he comes running by again, and then afterward he ran by, fucking Bret Hart just comes walking by. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? So that was pretty cool to see Bret Hart just walk right by me. And then I had another photo op with Kenny because when I bought the original combo deal, I didn't know they were offering professional photos, which I wanted. So I ended up just doing the combo and the professional photo ops, which Wolf Studios can go fuck themselves. They were absolutely terrible this year. Which, I mean, I've never done them before, so I can't really judge previous years, but they were so unorganized. Kenny Omega was supposed to take pictures at 1. I don't think he started until almost 2 o'clock because they were so unorganized with the wrestlers. Sting walked out because they were so frustrating with him. Sting just pretty much said fuck it, and Sting walked out from his photo op. Just a lot of frustrations. People are pissed at Wolf Studios. They were just very unorganized and very unprofessional on their part. So anyone that was there that did photo ops that day, I'm pretty sure you know too. So that was that. But eventually, by the time it came, I met Kenny. I think he kind of remembered me, because when I went up to him, he kind of was like, I could have swore I just met you. Like, he didn't say that, but like he had the look in his face like, wait a minute, I've seen this guy before. So I mean, it wasn't really much to it. It was just a basic photo op, and that was that. So that was that. And then after that, I left WrestleCon because I just wanted to get the fuck out of that place at that point. I got some food and pretty much waited until Access, because I had Access that Friday, which I bought tickets for when I left the Superstore on Thursday, because I didn't have tickets for Access. And by the time I was deciding on going to Access, I was like, well, I might as well just wait till I get there to buy the tickets. So that's what I did. So I bought GA tickets for Friday, and then we were rolling to Access, which was the most successful session of all the ones I went to, just because I met the most people. And right from the get-go, I went straight to the NXT line because I knew either Undisputed Era or EC3 or Drew McIntyre or some NXT person to sign there, which for the first time, this is actually how I knew. They had a Tron, like, everywhere in the building that said who was signing where. So instead of playing the guessing game of who's where, they actually had a board that said where people were signing. So you knew exactly where to go. So that was the biggest plus of Access, was them having the sign that told you where the fuck people were going to be. So I go to the NXT line. I'm like probably midway through the line. However, it took me an hour and a half to meet the Undisputed Era, simply because, here's my gripe. Here. Handicap line. Now, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with the handicap line. I have a problem with people that abuse the fuck out of the handicap line, because I know there's a shitload of people that abuse that line. Now, there are people that are handicapped that deserve to be in that line, and know it. Go for it. If you're disabled and that's where you're supposed to be, go for it. But if you're not disabled, or say you have a fucking broken foot that you can still walk on no problem, which I saw someone with a broken foot and they were walking on just fine. I'm like, are you shitting me? You're gonna claim you're disabled because of a broken fucking foot? I don't know. Like, to me, I don't have a problem when people abuse it, and I feel like a lot of people. I feel like that line gets abused a lot more than it does good. So I don't know. And the thing about it this year is they spent way too much time. I understand if there's people there, they want to get through as fast as possible so they can move on to the next line or whatever. But the thing is, it literally was, they spent like 10 minutes on the stage meeting people, 30 minutes in the disability line. 10 minutes, 30. 10, and to me, it should be equal. It should be like 20 minutes, then 20, 20, 20, because they're only there for 2 hours. And if they're spending more than, 60% of their time in the disabled line, then you're fucking everyone else that's in the line for meeting them. So that was my biggest gripe. I think everyone will agree that you talk to that went through Access, that they were very, very pondering to the disability line, which, hey, I have no problems against. But when there's people abusing it and you're spending majority of your time focusing on that one, which, usually for the most part they get through the line very, very quickly. When the other line is just a massive line. That was my main gripe with them, was just that. But for whatever, it is what it is. Like I said, it took like an hour and a half to meet the Undisputed Era, but it was worth the wait because I've been waiting to meet Adam Cole for 4 years now. So I was very, very happy to finally meet him. So I met the Undisputed Era. It was pretty funny because I was wearing my Adam Cole t-shirt, so immediately Adam Cole's the first person, I shake his hand, he's like, I love your t-shirt, by the way. I'm like, oh, I wore it just for you, buddy. So we started talking for a little bit, and, excuse me, it was funny because as I was talking to Adam Cole, I kind of looked over because Kyle O'Reilly was next to him, and Kyle O'Reilly was just like staring at me like, waiting, like, you're gonna fucking acknowledge my existence? I was like, oh shit, what's up, Kyle? I was like, hey, what's up, buddy? And I was like, what's up, Bobby? He's like, what's up, man? So I met them, come on, there it is. So I got them to sign the program. There's all three of them right there. Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. So I met those three. Really cool guys. Like I said, I really wanted to meet Adam Cole. And the funny thing about being in line for those three were watching everyone miserably fail how to do the hand pose. Like, literally, I was watching people do, like, this and, like, this. And I'm like, what the fuck are people... Like, people just did not know what the fuck they were doing with their hands. And it was hilarious to watch. I'm like, it's really not that hard to fucking do. So... met them, like I said, really cool guys. And then I was kind of like wondering what the fuck I should go to next. I knew they were switching lines in like 10 minutes. I was like, who the fuck do I go to next? So I jumped on Roderick Strong's line, and I did not meet him, unfortunately. I was probably like 10 people away before they switched. which isn't a big deal. I've already met Roderick Strong back in PWG, so it wasn't that much of a missed opportunity for me, just because, like I said, I've already met him. But my problem was the person they switched with, which was, fuck my life. So, that happened. I'm not editing that. That's going to be like a blooper. But, oh god, can I get this? Hold on. Alright, so, my problem was the person they replaced him with, who was Sin Cara, who I didn't give a shit for, but I was like, you know what? I'm already in line to meet him. I might as well just fucking meet him, right? So that's what I did. I met Sin Cara. There's a signature right there in the program. Not much to it, like I said. Didn't really care to meet him. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to fucking EC3's line. So I went to EC3's line, who he wasn't signed at the NXT line, surprisingly. He had his own like booth at like the 5-hour energy spot or whatever. And he was mildly entertaining, I'll say. He was just hyping the crowd up. He was doing hilarious like promos for Instagram. He was just being very, very entertaining, so he was a really cool guy. Went up to him after about 30 minutes in line or so. Met him, his signature right there, EC3. He was trying to crack jokes, like when I showed him the programs, like, do you get like a free milkshake when you get that or whatever? I'm like, nah, man, it's just, you purchase that, you purchase it. So he was trying to be funny with every single person. He was trying to be different, which I really liked. That dude's jacked to the gills, by the way. That dude's money. I don't care what anyone says. EC3 is money, and he's awesome. He's absolutely awesome. He's a star. So at that point, Access was coming to an end. I was like, you know what? Whose line can I jump in real quick and meet him? And I went to the NXT line because Drew McIntyre was signing, and honestly, I didn't think I'd meet him, but I did. So I was in line not too long. Met McIntyre, who I was just on his page, so I don't know why I closed it. Let me get to it. There it is. So there's Drew McIntyre's signature right there. Met him, cool guy. Pretty much asked him how his arm was doing, like a fucking generic person. And he told me his arm was doing fine. He was good to go. He's just waiting for the clearance, which obviously he was getting cleared because he debuted on Raw the next week. But met him, and then like as I was leaving, like, wait, by the way, whose shirt is that? I was very curious the moment he walked out. I'm like, oh, this is Adam Cole's ROH t-shirt. He's like, oh, okay. I was just wondering, like, who does that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I knew Adam Cole did that, but he never saw that t-shirt before. So I was like, yeah, that's Adam Cole's t-shirt. So, so that was that for Access. So I pretty much left Access because Access was wrapping up. So I was like, Access was only like 30 minutes left or whatever, probably less than that. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna leave. I met 4 people. Pretty much 3 people out of the 4 I met. Well, technically 6, but 3 groups of the 4 I wanted to meet. So very, very successful Access session, if you ask me. So that was that, and afterwards I went to eat, which at the place I went to was very, very good. I forgot what it was called, but I had a sandwich. It was great. It had its own drink, which this was meant to be. It was meant for me to go to that place. They had a drink that was called Zach's Big Night Out. If that does not scream that I was meant to be there, I don't know what does. So that's where I went to eat, drink, and yeah, that was pretty much my Friday night. I pretty much went to the hotel after that, and pretty much I went to bed because I had to be up early the next day because I had Access in the morning, which I went too late because I didn't want to wake up anymore. So let's jump in the Saturday. So Access comes. I had a VIP for Braun Strowman in the morning, which is 8 o'clock in the morning, but honestly, I didn't want to wake up. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go to Access late. I didn't care at that point. So that's exactly what I did. Went to Access late. Strowman was really the only person I met that session. Went to Strowman, met him, which I did not grab what I got signed, so hold on just 1 second. Okay, hold on. Oh, that was miserable standing up just because I've been sitting down for like 35 minutes. That was miserable. But I met Braun Strowman. I got him to sign his pop just because I literally had nothing for him to sign. I tried to look up cool photos, figures, nothing. So this is literally the only thing. I feel like this was the only thing for a lot of people because I feel like he probably signed at least 100 of these that day. But I got Braun Strowman to sign the prop. Pretty cool guy, pretty basic. Didn't really say much to him. And I also got him to sign. And you're probably wondering, how'd you get 2 signatures? Well, Ticketmaster fucked up and sent me 2 tickets for Braun Strowman and 2 tickets for Randy Orton. And if you're wondering why I didn't sell one, it's because I didn't know if they sent replacement tickets or what the deal was, because I didn't want to sell tickets and them not be right or them didn't go through. I didn't know if tickets were going to be legit or not, so I'm keeping them and giving it to my mom so I can get extra things signed. But for Braun Strowman, didn't have much for him to sign, so I just had him sign the Access page or the program. So that was that for Braun Strowman. And that was pretty much it. I think I just pretty much sat out and went to the next sat out for the next access session because the lines were packed and there really wasn't anyone worth waiting in line for. So I pretty much said screw it. I'll just wait in line for the next session. That's what I did because I had VIPs for Randy Orton. And then we go to the next session, and immediately I book it to the E line because that's where the Bella Twins are signing. And boy, did that fucking line get packed very, very quickly. And big shout out to the Lorenzos, Griff, Phil, Triple H guy, and if anyone else is in that line with them, I do apologize for not remembering you. I just remember those four specifically. Specifically were in line. They were about 2 rows in front of me, and they pretty much flagged me down. Was Justin in line? I don't remember if Justin was there or not. I don't remember. But I just remember those 4 specifically. They flagged me down and said, hey, come on. So I cut line, and thank God I did, because honestly, if I didn't cut that line, I probably would not have met the Bellas, because their line was fucking massive, first off. And again, with the disability, or the disabled line, they spent majority of the time signing there. So they fucked a lot of people over. And the thing is, like, where they were at in line, they weren't that far in front. Like, there were 2 rows, but like, they were like maybe the 3rd or 2nd row out, and I was probably like the 5th or 6th. So like, I wasn't too far back. I wasn't like all the way back. I was probably like midway through the line, and way through the line, I would have met them. They spent way too much time. Just ask anyone. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't a good time waiting. I'll just say that flat out. It was not a good time waiting. But Daniel Bryan came out when when they came out to sign. It was a cool moment. I had to sign a waiver because they're filming for Total Divas, so I had to sign it to give permission to use footage if they use my footage on there, which I doubt because a lot of people signed it, so I highly doubt you'll see me on there. But it almost took the entire 2-hour wait, but I met the Bella Twins, which shout out to Griff for pointing out their page, that they had their own little like half page on here, because I would have had them sign their own thing, which would have sucked because they were together on one page. Like I can just show you if I can fucking find it. This is what sucks about flipping through this thing. I gotta like look for things. Come on, where are they at? Okay, so I hated this. I didn't want them to sign here. Because look, on the page, they have them all in one. They have them both on one thing, so it would have been terrible to get them both to sign in the one section. But thankfully, Griff pointed out that they had their own like little half page, so I got them to sign that right there. They're very, very nice and sweet. I've tried to think of something that they haven't heard, so I went up there and immediately said, "So where's Birdie at?" And Birdie's like, "Oh, she's with, you know, Mommy Danielson." I was like, "Oh, I was really hoping to get her autograph." You know, that was one of the things that I was excited about meeting you guys, or potentially meet her and get her autograph. And they loved it. They were cracking up. And then Nikki's like, "Right, it would be great to just have like your handprint and just stomp it on the paper." I'm like, "That's what I was hoping for." And I thought it made for a pretty good moment to meet them. So they're very, very nice. Love meeting the Bella Twins. I don't think anyone in the world hates them. So it was very, very cool meeting them. And after that, my mother, I actually bought a VIP for her to meet Roman Reigns, because that's her favorite, of course. So she met Roman Reigns, and she got him to sign my Intercontinental Championship. So those Roman Reigns signature right there. I've already met Roman Reigns. I met him last year at Access, and she didn't have anything for him to sign. She was like, "Well, do you have anything for him to sign?" I'm like, "Well, he has been Intercontinental Champion, so." Got him to sign the Intercontinental Championship. So that was cool to get signed. And I believe that was it for the session. Oh no, I still had Randy Orton. That wasn't for the session. So I had Randy Orton. There really wasn't anyone else to meet in that session. I mean, I didn't want to fear missing out meeting Randy Orton, because I know Griff for sure, and I believe Phil had VIPs meet Alexa Bliss, and they were fearing that they might have missed her out because the Bella Twins line was taking so long. So I didn't want I didn't want that to happen with me and Randy Orton. So I don't think I ended up meeting anyone else. I think I just ended up getting some food and just pretty much sitting around Access until I got in line for Randy Orton, which that went a long time. Simply because so an incident happened with Randy Orton. So I entered his line probably about half an hour of the session left, and I'm in the like very, very back of the line. And all of a sudden, everyone just sees Randy Orton stamp and just walk away. And we're thinking, what the fuck just happened? Now, me thinking, like, oh, he probably has to go to the bathroom or something. I don't know what's going on. And he was gone for, like, a good 15 minutes. Like, where the fuck did he go? And he came back eventually, and as we got closer to the line, the security in front explained to us, like, yeah, some guy knocked water down, and he got all over him, and he got pissed off and walked away. So the fact that Randy Orton got pissed and walked out at a session, I'm like, come on. It's over spilt water, too. It's like, accidents happening. Like, are you fucking serious? So I thought that was a little ridiculous. And I was like, well, if Orton never came back, they needed to have sent someone else to replace him. Like Seth Rollins or someone. I don't know who. I mean, I've met Seth Rollins, but I had the Intercontinental title. I could have got him to sign it, you know, whatever. But I just thought it was pretty ridiculous that Randy Orton got all pissy. And I know Randy Orton's not the nicest person to meet, but I thought it was pretty ridiculous for him to pretty much just say, fuck this, I'm out, just because of some spilled water. But eventually, it was my turn to meet Randy Orton. Didn't say much to him. He was kind of just to himself. He just said, you know, hi, what's up, and didn't really say much after that. But met him, got my photo signed by Randy Orton, which I had to buy at Access because I bought the photo of Randy Orton from the Rob Schamberg photo from WWE Shop, but they sent the wrong one twice to me. Thanks, WWE Shop. So I had to buy that one. I believe I bought that in the Saturday morning session before the session. So I bought that for Orton to sign, and I actually got the other one. This was the one that was sent to me, signed from my mom. So that was cool. So I got both of them signed. I like the other one a lot more. I just think it's a nicer picture of him, and I don't know. That's just my personal feeling on it. But I didn't leave until probably 5:30 almost that session, because the session went from 1 to 5, but Orton, since he took his little hiatus and came back, I didn't meet him until 5:30ish, and he still had a good amount of people behind me when I left, so he probably didn't honestly finish until the next session probably started. So that was that, and then that was Access. So I left and went to NXT, and this is where the real fun began. So I go to NXT, and I go to I go through security and everything. It's starting to rain a little bit. And I go to get in, and there's a big fucking X that comes up, and they see my ticket, and they said, go to ticket at the box office. I'm like, fuck my life. So I run over there, and I go, or which line do I go in? Because there's like fucking 10 lines. I'm like, which one do I go in to get this fixed? So I go, oh, you got to go out and go in. Because for some fucking reason, they separate the box office. So one's inside, where you have to go through security, and the other one's on the outside. So I had to fucking go back outside, go all the way around, because they're fucking assholes, won't let you go through the gate. Which is just, I could easily just went through, but like, no, you gotta go all the way around. So I go all the way around, and I wait in line for like 10 minutes, and there's two people in front of me. Some guy's trying to buy tickets for tonight. You get some. And of course, the guy in front of me wants to buy like fucking 7 WrestleMania tickets. I'm like, dude, calm the fuck on. The show's starting in like 20 minutes. I'm like, I want to get to my fucking seat. And this guy literally spends 10 minutes trying to get WrestleMania tickets, and at the end, he doesn't buy any. So I'm like, fuck you, dude. So I go up, and I said, oh, they told me to come up here. And she looks at my tickets and goes, I can't do anything about this. I'm like, why the fuck am I here? She's like, oh, you gotta go over there. I'm like, why the fuck did they send me over here? Like, I don't know, you gotta go over there. I'm like, fuck. So I gotta go through security again, and go to the right one, which still wasn't the right one. I went to one, like, oh, you gotta go to that side. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm getting heated because the show is about to start. I don't want to miss anything because this show is such a stacked card. I'm getting pissed. I'm like, why the fuck is everyone sending me here? And I was like, if you guys send me, I told them, I said, if you guys send me to one more goddamn box office, I'm calling for the manager because this is some bullshit. But thankfully, the one I got sent to was the right one because I just gave my tickets. I said, I was told to give you these. He goes, yeah. He goes, gives me brand new tickets, and yeah. So I don't know what the fuck the problem was. My guessing was they got rid of the section that I was supposed to sit in, but where I was supposed to sit in was still there. I did get upgraded. I had 8th row tickets, but I got upgraded to 5th row in a better section too, because I was in the corner where my original seats were. So I got pretty much put to hard camera, which I didn't mind, but just the whole hassle of getting those tickets were just so fucking irritating to me. Being sent to 20 different places by everyone. I understand some of the employees are just volunteers, but at the same time, it's like, send someone to the right direction. Stop sending them 20 different fucking places. That was so fucking irritating to me. So I was just very, very irritated. Literally, by the time I got into the building, the show was starting with like 2 minutes left. So I got there. amazing show. I have a review up of it, so I'm not going to go into details about it. I thought that was a fantastic show. Probably one of the best show I've ever been to in my life, honestly. Just so much fun NXT TakeOver was. So that was that. Afterwards, I think I had something to eat like I usually did and just went back to the room. You know, I know a lot of people in the Bourbon Street that night, but I was just so exhausted. And again, I had to be up in the morning for access, so I was like, I just didn't want to, you know, didn't want to exhaust myself even more and just, you know, get a couple hours sleep. So I went home that night, and of course we went into Sunday, which was of course the big day. I had access in the morning, but like I did on Saturday, I said fuck it, I'll go late because I honestly didn't want to get up in the morning. So I went to access because I had a VIP to meet Daniel Bryan for the third time. My third time meeting him, which I don't. I'll meet that guy 25,000 times. I don't care. So I went to access. Went to meet Daniel Bryan. You know, Justin, Phil, Miguel there in line to meet him as well. So it was cool to see those guys as always. And yeah, I went to access and met Daniel Bryan, who signed my Intercontinental Championship. So there's Daniel Bryan's signature right there. He even added the yes, which I thought was cool. I didn't tell him to do it. He did it on his own. So there's Daniel Bryan's signature on the Intercontinental Championship. So very glad to meet him and get that. I didn't really say much to him. You know, I went up to him and pretty much said like, you know what, I want to say so much to you, but you know, all I can say is I'm very happy you're back. They finally cleared you because I didn't want you to go anywhere. He's like, well, I'm glad they cleared me too because I didn't want to go anywhere. So took the picture and that was that. So met Bryan, left access because honestly there really wasn't anyone worth waiting for in line. The only person I wanted to meet really was Aleister Black, but his line was massive. Bryan, that's when I went to the Superstore and bought the remaining stuff that I wanted. Then after that, I went to WrestleCon because I had a ticket to meet Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I went to WrestleCon and I go into the building and I'm like, what the fuck? It's dead as shit. There's literally fucking no one in there. I'm like, what the fuck? Did I miss Austin? Like, what the fuck's going on? And then eventually I walk out and I learned that Austin has his own little section in the building. So I had to go over there. But thankfully, and huge shout out to Griff, he was in the Austin line already. And had he not been in that, if he had not called me over to cut him or, you know, get with him, I would have been in the Austin line for at least an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Because his line was massive. And I would have been the very fucking back. I would have been there for a while. But thankfully, Griff was like the first like 20 people in line. So he let me get behind him. So he shouted out to Griff for allowing me to back cut you. Very, very appreciated, brother. And saved me a lot of time. Because honestly, I would have been late to WrestleMania. Guaranteed, had he not let me cut him. So thank you so much for that. So we're waiting in line for Stone Cold. And they announced that he's at lunch. So he's going to be late. And he's not going to show up till like, what the fuck was his time? They said like what? Around 2 o'clock. And he's supposed to sign at 1, I believe. And yeah, it was like 1:30 to 2. He was going to come back. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So we had to wait for Austin after he ate his lunch. We're bullshitting. People are getting pissed. They even gave refunds out to people that didn't want to wait in line. Which people didn't want to wait in line. I'm thinking, this is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you don't want to fucking wait to meet Stone Cold Steve Austin? Like, what the fuck were you thinking? So some people left. Whatever, get the fuck out of here. And me and Griff waited. And then eventually Stone Cold came back to a huge pop. Everyone was losing their shit for Stone Cold. And then it came time to meet the fucking legend Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm in line. I'm fucking shaking. Griff's fucking nervous. Just nervous as I am. Like, oh shit, here we go. And once we get called into that room, that's when it fucking sunk in that we're meeting Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Griff's in front of me. He meets Stone Cold Steve Austin first. Gets his stuff signed. Then I'm next. And they were kind of like rushing people. So when it was my turn to meet Stone Cold, I went up to him and I immediately just went for the pose. And I was like, okay, you know, because they were trying to rush people. And as I'm posing, I kind of like look over to see what Austin's doing, and Austin's kind of sitting there with his hand out, looking at me. And I'll never forget this. As he's doing that, I looked at him. He goes, "So you're gonna shake my damn hand or what?" Or he's like, "God damn, you're gonna shake my hand or what?" And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, because I'm a fucking nervous wreck. I'm like, oh shit. So he goes, yeah. I've never felt so little in my life. It was a joke because, you know, he laughed it off afterwards, like, you gonna shake my damn hand or what? And I was like, oh shit. Or no, his exact quote, sorry, was, how about a goddamn handshake? I was like, oh shit. And, God, like, I'm smiling just thinking about it. I'm back on cloud 9 from that moment. Like, even though it was like an embarrassing moment because, you know, I kind of just like dissed Austin. But it's one of those things where it made the moment, because he was kind of like, what the fuck you doing? Shake my damn hand. And I was like, oh shit, sorry Austin. We laughed it off. I was like, you do the middle finger, and of course we flipped it off in the pose. So that was an incredible experience meeting Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, I got him to sign his magazine, which the guy that was like setting the signatures up, he was so persistent. He's like, do you want it in gold, or you want it in silver or black? I was like, silver. He's like, you sure you don't want black? I'm like, I want silver. Like, you can sign black in the chest. I'm like, nah, I want silver. So he was pretty persistent on the black. So, but I wanted silver. I thought silver looked nicest, and I thought it looked good. I'm looking at it right now, so I was looking over there. But met Stone Cold, like I said, that was a hell of an experience, and just a hell of a time meeting Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was really, really fucking cool. Definitely the highlight of my weekend, honestly, was meeting Stone Cold. That was awesome. That really was awesome. But yeah, after that, pretty much left, and I got ready for WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is up in a few hours, or like an hour and a half. The doors open, so went off to WrestleMania. Took an hour to fucking park because some assholes don't want to fucking drive. So got there, parked, got into the arena, or stadium, dome, whatever you want to call it. Again, you know, I've already made a review video on it, so I'm not going to go over the show itself. Afterwards, you know, it started raining, and then afterwards I went back to my hotel, because original plan, I thought everyone was going to go to Bourbon Street, but apparently everyone didn't want to go to Bourbon Street. Everyone was too tired from the show, so, and that kind of put me in a pissy mood, honestly, because I really want to go to Bourbon Street that night, so I was kind of like off, kind of pissed off. But it is what it is, you know, you can't really do much about it. And then pretty much went back to the hotel room and slept in for Monday. And Monday, not really too much happened. I pretty much roamed the streets of New Orleans the afternoon until Raw started. Went to Raw, which that was a fun show for the most part. You had some good stuff. I mean, you had predictable stuff, but it was good. It was cool to see Bobby Lashley come back. You know, No Way Jose debuted, who I didn't care for. Same for Moon, Authors of Pain. Didn't care to see any of them, honestly, come back or debut, but it is what it is. So I thought Raw was fun. You know, the beach ball stuff was fun. But, you know, it wasn't a great show, but it was alright. It was what it was. And then the real fun began on Bourbon Street that night. If there was one thing I wish I could recreate, Bourbon Street, Monday Night Raw. That was so much fun. So originally I went to Bourbon Street just because I wanted to get a grenade drink, which you can actually see it, the cup right there. I just want to get a grenade drink because I heard that's the strongest fucking thing there. So I'm like, I gotta get this fucking grenade. So I got that, and as I'm there getting there, fucking Xavier Woods fucking pops out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Xavier Woods just pops out of nowhere, and everyone's fucking crowding him. I'm crowding him too. Like, fucking Xavier Woods here. And then all of a sudden, 3 white chicks walk up to him, and they start whispering in his ear, and he gets the biggest fucking grin on his face, and he walks away with all of it. I'm thinking, this motherfucker is about to fuck every single one of them right now. Motherfucker. So that happens, and a couple minutes go by, and all of a sudden I see, at the fucking entryway, Miguel, Ravi, Griff, Lorenzo's, everyone's there, and I go fucking bombarding them, like, what's up, guys? And they're all losing their shit, because apparently they were just talking about me, so I'm like, what's up? And that's when the fucking fun began. We took Bourbon Street over after that. Jay was there as well. Just so much fun, and I don't remember being there for like 4 hours. I guess when I left, it was like 4 o'clock and I left Bourbon Street. And I went there probably around like 11:30 or 12-ish. So I didn't even realize I was there for so long. But there are matches, you know, going on at Bourbon Street. There are horses super kicking people. Just so much madness. I dropped my pizza on the ground. Apparently I licked it. I got pretty fucked up. And just hanging out with all those guys on Bourbon Street, that's what solidifies trips for me. That was something that I'll never forget, and that's exactly what I had the most fun doing, was hanging out with them on Bourbon Street and just having the time of my life. And that was, like I said, my highlight of my trip was Bourbon Street, you know, just getting drunk with my friends. And, you know, I wish I would have hung out with them more often that trip. You know, I didn't really get to hang out with them as much as I liked. Really, until Bourbon Street, it was just like here and there, I'd see them, say hi. So I really wish I would have got the opportunity to hang out with them more than I did. But it was very, very cool hanging out with them on Bourbon Street. That was definitely, like I said, the highlight of my trip was Bourbon Street, that Monday Night Raw. So that was a lot of fucking fun. I'll never forget that. Just drinking and just having fucking ton of fun with those guys. A lot of fun. Absolutely loved it. So that was that until I went back to my hotel room. They're going back, so I ended up leaving too. So that was just absolutely fucking awesome. And then Tuesday comes, and I'm hungover as shit. I feel like shit. I feel like I'm gonna puke just by sitting up. And I had a swamp tour in that morning. Fucking awesome, right? So I go on the swamp tour, which it was fun. I got to hold a baby alligator. And, you know, it was entertaining, 2 hours or whatever it was. I enjoyed my time there. And then, you know, we go back to the city, but I'm so fucking hungover, I just want to sleep. So we ended up going back to the hotel room until SmackDown started, and then went to SmackDown, which was a hell of a show. I definitely had a lot more fun in SmackDown than I did at Raw. Just a lot happened. Usos and New Day had a tremendous tag team match. AJ Styles with Daniel Bryan was an awesome match to see live. Carmella cashing in was absolutely incredible. My second cash in seeing. Just SmackDown was a hell of a show. I definitely had a lot of fun. 205 Live, however, that's a torturous show to sit through. Even though it wasn't bad, it just, you can't get into it, and it's not fun watching live. I'll sit there and be honest. Some guy fell asleep, and the crowd was losing the shit for him. So yeah, just 205 Live definitely isn't a good show to sit through live, honestly. And then of course the main event, the dark match, was Nakamura and Ziggler, which conveniently enough was the dark match for SmackDown Live after WrestleMania last year, which I thought was pretty funny. That's the third time I've seen that match now live, so I had a good match, but it was short, but it was what it was. And then pretty much after SmackDown, just back to the room and pack until, you know, I leave the next morning. And I ended up leaving the next morning at like 10 o'clock. It wasn't too early. So I ended up leaving New Orleans, and I had a layover in St. Louis, so I was in St. Louis for a little bit, and then eventually it took me straight back home. So, and yeah, that's pretty much the entire trip right there. You know, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone I met. You know, of course, like I said, Miguel, Ravi, the Lorenzos, Griff, Phil, Justin, Jay. You know, if I forgot anyone else, I'm sorry. But anyone that I saw and hung out with, I very much appreciated the time I had. Even the people that came up to me, I had someone come up to me at WrestleCon, which I thought was very awesome. Someone actually stopped me in the streets at one of the shops in New Orleans, which I completely forgot your name and where you're from. I believe it was Australia. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I just remember you were overseas, you said, and I remember just being mind blown that someone, you know, overseas watched my videos. So I definitely appreciate, if you're watching this right now, you stopping me and saying hi to me. I very much appreciate that. But yeah, hopefully I showed everything that I got. Actually, no, I didn't show everything I got. I totally don't know how I forgot this. I put it right there so I wouldn't forget. But on Bourbon Street, there were these guys doing like a little podcast thing, or giving away free t-shirts. So all I had to do is follow them and favorite their pinned tweet, and you got a free t-shirt. The free t-shirt I got was a Breezango t-shirt. I didn't pick, they just said what's your size and threw you a t-shirt. So that was another thing I got, was this Breezango t-shirt. So I just thought I'd add that since I saw it at the last second before I end this video. But I don't know why it's tilted like this, but I'm closing the video anyway, so I don't think it really matters. But yeah, like I said, you know, going back to who I was talking about, thank you for stopping me, and just thank you for anyone that said hi to me in New Orleans. I very much appreciate it. I appreciated everyone's time, everyone I hung out with, anyone I saw. To me, that's what these trips are all about, hanging out and just having a good time with everyone. So hope everyone that went had a great time. I know I definitely did in New Orleans. Like I said, I wish I could have hung out more with everyone else, but you know, you can't always win, unfortunately. But you know, I did cherish the time I did have with everyone. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please like below, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching the video.